Hello and welcome back. Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, sales video. Pretty good. Another good day, way above bread and butter. Got the first sale that I'm going to show right when I posted yesterday's video. So it would have been in that, well, not in the video, would have been in the total tally, the screenshot I have at the end of the videos. And I put those screenshots in days that they're close to 300, if not more. If it's a $200, $220, $230 day, that's a typical day. So I'm not really going to post that up there. If it's a bigger day, 300 plus, then I'll put that screenshot up there and it will show the oldest sale of that time period, that 24-hour time period or 22-hour time period. It will show that first. That way, no one can come up and say, hey, you're adding 3 sales from a couple days before just to pad the number. No, I'm not. That's why I do it that way. Side of that, what I'm going to explain, something that's very interesting that I'm sure maybe some of you guys have done. It's going to be a way on how to relieve a little stress about the clientele that you have, the people that are buying more expensive items. And it's not a guarantee it's not going to be a problem, but it's definitely an inhibitor. So if you ask about anyone in sales, if you ask them on the quality of clientele that they have based off of the value of the items that they were selling, the quality of the clientele is going to increase when the items that you're selling have more value or are more valuable, or otherwise to you, the seller, they sell for more. So if you're selling a lot more nickel and dime, colloquial phrase, nickel and diming stuff, selling stuff for 10, 15, 20, 30 bucks, chances are you're going to get somebody who's going to try to scam, who's going to try to leave a negative or neutral feedback, trying to get a refund. But when you're selling stuff for 100, 200, 300, 500, $1,000, most likely those people are not going to make up some sort of story to get a few extra bucks back. So that segues straight into this. And so this book, I'm just going to say it now, sold for 103, which is only like $6-7 less than what I had it listed for. So out of curiosity, so what I did for this book, I went to the Get Shipping label, copy pasted the address, or just highlighted the address, right click, send over to Google, go to therapy or go to Zillow. And it popped up, and the person who purchased this book lives in a $1.5 million house in Kentucky. I very, very, very highly doubt that I'm going to get any problems from the buyer of this book. So for kicks and giggles is what I did for the urban development book from Forrester or Fisher, whatever his name is, from the sale from yesterday, the one that had the 4 squares on it. I did the same thing, and I saw apartment. I'm like, oh, man, apartment. Did the same thing, took it over to Google, and no, it was an apartment. Well, I know exactly where it's at. So it's in an area by Okefenokee, whichever it is. Actually, my brother has a house right around that lake because there's a place called Gator Joe's right around there. And my brother has a house right down there. My brother lives up here, but he has a house down there in Florida. So where this book is, or where yesterday's book is going, is a place called Riviera Beach, where the rent in those apartments are anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 a month. That $10,000, that is my yearly rent is just a bit more than that. Their rent is $6,000 to $10,000 a month. I doubt I'm going to run into any problems with that one. I mean, if you're paying $5,000 a month for rent, you're probably old enough to be retired and like, you know what, I'm just going to chill from here on out, look at the ocean to the left and right. On that regard, however, if you want to relieve yourself of a little bit of stress of buyers, of people who are spending $100, two, three, five, 600, whichever, it's like the same thing with the person who bought that a book. They live in like an $800,000 house. I forget exactly where. All right, so we communicated back and forth, good communication back and forth, and I got a really esteemed feedback about it. So one of those little tricks that doesn't result in anything, but just a little bit of peace of mind. So try that. When somebody comes in and buys something for a higher dollar, go to Get Label, copy paste that address, go to Zillow, and just see on the value of the house that they're in. That kind of helps a little bit release some stress. So this book here, this one is going to a house that's $1.5 million in Kentucky. That other one went to a really expensive apartment. And yeah, I already said the price on that. Let's find out these other ones. Quake Arena 3. So this is Quake 3. 13. The Lost Squadron. Guy came in with a counter offer because I just sent the 5% out. Guy came in with a counter offer with the story. Something about him or one of his members of his family or something was part of the plane, and he reordered one on History Channel or whichever it was, and it wasn't the one that he wanted. And so it was listed for 70. He came in with an offer for 50. Like I said before, he left a good story. He left a note in there instead of someone coming in. Someone came in and sent a $16 offer on the $150 Dance Gavin Dance CD. And their story was, I'm 16 years old and I want to learn about CDs. So I was like, fuck off. Actually, I had to spell it F-F-U-C-K, but had to like space the letters. Fuck off. Get out of here. I don't care. When I was 16 and I wanted something, well, there wasn't eBay. You weren't really negotiating for something that was 90% off. But so yeah, $50. So they sent a nice story, like cool. It's not within this screaming stupid lowball offer, and I've had this for like 4 months. So I was like, sure, here we go, cool story. This Bowling Help DVD, 19. These two John Favreau Dinner for Five DVDs combined. They were listed in this lot like this. 99. Red balloons. Problems. Scent. I don't know. But $99 for these two. Bonnie Raitt, maxi single, 11. Rob Dugan, this is a promo, or at least it has on the actual, on the artwork, right, on the booklet. Printed promo on the booklet. And sometimes they'll have promo on the actual discs. But it is a 2-disc. And that was $25. Haven't sold any shads in a while. 30, I think they're 31. These are called Blender. Not a brand that I would get too much of. Not one that I really, if I see them, I don't grab them to look them up. I've had others in plenty of blenders before, and they're not really a fast seller. It's like, so the brand Vogue, when it comes down to glasses and frames and stuff, can be good, but most of them are not. The more detailed and the more jeweled rhinestones that there are, more likely, the more shiny and blingy, I'll look those up. But if it's just kind of a bland Vogue, I won't. It's just kind of one of those things that you just more tend to look. It's like I don't look up every single Thomas the Train DVD. There's certain ones that I could tell that it's like I don't recognize that title that much. Anyhow, $30. Air Bud DVD, 15. So someone came in and I sent an offer out on this book. Of course, it's going to start to do this. In knowing that it's been repriced, and I've had it for a while, mentally I know I've had it for a while, and I was just checking to make sure on that's how long I've had it. So I click here. This is why I use date stamps. So there's a lot of benefits to it. All right, so these pictures came out, oh, they came out pretty good. So if I scroll down in here and zoom in, you can see that that's October of 2023. So I've had this book for almost 2 years. And I forgot the price that they paid. And now the tablet's not operating the way it should. So I think it was listed at that point as like 21, and then someone sent a counter offer for 18. I was like, boop, take it. And so $18 for this might have to go in like one of the 6x9, 6x10 on eBay envelopes. But for a book that I've had for 2 years that had enough interest over the period of time, every 3, 4, 5 months, whichever it is, it's coming down, getting repriced. It had enough interest still to where someone eventually would want it. So this is more kids' book, and this is Paul Revere. So Paul Revere, Boy of Boston, Paul Revere and the MediaMan. I saw Ben Riker, dedicated to Ben Riker. I don't know who that is. So that was 18. Has an older book smell. So it really wasn't that bad. Or actually, it was a good sales day. So when I do these videos, so right now I'm making this, it's 9/16. And when I'm processing the video, and if there's any sales that happen at that point as I'm processing the video, my very last step is to take that screenshot of what sold and post it at the very end of the video. So if there's any other sales that come trickling in over that time period, while I'm doing that from now until when I'm doing that, so it could be about a half hour, 40 minutes maybe is what it takes to re-listen to all this and chop some stuff out. That will be added as well. But for the most part, these sales are going to be within a 22-hour period from the time I post the video from the day prior to now. And it is 406 sales and 382 product costs received. Going to rain today, at least that's what the radar is showing, is 85% chance, and I understand the chance on how all that is, but so if I go anywhere, it's not going to be far. It's going to be down at the Habitat, down to the Savers and the Goodwill. I haven't been to that Goodwill in a while, and their media section is pretty small. It's probably about what I just had right here in all these shelves. There's not a lot there, but it's right beside the Savers. And each time I say I'm going to go there, I usually don't. And then try to get back early and start getting some books done because that box is full. And so, you know what? Let me go ahead. No, I've shown the box before. So it's full. It probably has 25 books in it. So if I can get those pictures done after the video posts, after I get stuff packaged, I'll get those pictures done. Of that 30, it'll probably take about an hour, a little over an hour, because it's anywhere from 4 or 5 to 7 to 8 pictures. But it's just picture, rotate, picture, flip, picture, picture, put the book down, put it back in a box to where it's organized. Do that. All right. So that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. Oh, yeah. Learned about relieving stress from buyers by copy pasting and then going to Zillow. That's a good mental relief thing. Tell me anything you're going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Everything helps me, so we can all help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.